Let's take you back to Soshanguve, where residents have not had water supply for 2 weeks now. Our reporter Katleho Sekhotho is tracking the story for us and joins us now live from there. Katleho, earlier on we had those pleas from residents who are desperate for water supply to be restored, but instead officials, as we can see, seem to be providing tankers to that area. Is there any indication on when water will be restored in that community?
Very good day, Clement. Indeed, as you can see, community members here lining up near the truck and trying to fill up the buckets as quickly as possible, because it is a mobile truck that's moving through the community. And this one in particular assisting funeral services, a number of funeral services that are taking place within the area, helping those, homes to fill up the buckets. So not necessarily for the whole community. But yes, what we've heard from residents is that last week, Wednesday, there was just no water, and since then there's been no water at all. And what we know from the city of Tshwane, they were explaining that there's clearly a breakdown between the communication between residents and Rand Water. And because it's understood that this lack of water or lack of water supply is owing to Rand Water conducting maintenance at the Hartebeeshoek Reservoir. And now, residents don't know when water will be restored. But I think the last communication was that by today or by the end of today, there might be water supply. So it is an issue because the city now has to make alternative arrangements for residents to, have water supply. And the mayor explained that it's costing them 150,000 Rand a day, and to make sure that there are at least 47 tankers that are moving around. So as you can see here, Clement, people filling up water as quickly as possible because the truck does move quite quickly. And, people saying, look, we don't have water to cook. We don't have water to clean. We don't have water to drink. And really, it's a health hazard because, obviously people are unable to flush toilets and are unable to function. And we spoke to a woman earlier on explaining that, children have been unable to go to school because they just can't bath in the mornings. So an overall detrimental effect of no water in the area. So really, the call by the mayor, by the city, to make sure that water is restored as quickly as possible. But I just want to move here, Clement, where I just want to speak to a community leader, Koketso, to come and chat to us about the water situation and what they've observed in the last few weeks. Koketso, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. As a resident and as a leader, what issues you face. How do you know what to do in this situation? And did you receive any communication from Rand Water?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, we didn't receive any communication, but we only saw the one that was, I think it was last week, that City of Tshwane is owing Rand Water 1.8 billion. That's the only communique that we saw. Then the next time we went, yesterday when we went there to Rand Water there, they told us that they're busy with maintenance of the other dam. But we asked them to allow us to enter and to get someone that will give us proper clarity on what's happening. They refused us entry there. We were outside together with the MMC, the Councillor of Ward 35, Kolofelo Mashapa, and the Councillor of Ward 36, Palesa Mudise. We were there with them and also with the MMC, but they didn't allow us. Even the MMC wasn't allowed entry there. And these people are not telling us anything. The city is not saying anything. Rand Water is not saying anything to us. But there's a hearsay of saying that water will come back today or tomorrow. They've been saying that for the past 7 days, that water is coming, water is coming. Some parts of our ward in Ward 35 had water the day before yesterday. But when the whole area went dry, that's when people started to come to us asking what's happening. We as community leaders don't know what's happening. Our councillors do not know what's happening because of the cities not communicating, and as well as Rand Water is not communicating as well. So that's the problem that we are having.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a leader, what are the effects of this water shortage on people every day, their movement, their ability to live?
At times people will tend to say that these water trucks are councillors' water cans, but they are not councillors' trucks. They say that these trucks are as for us leaders of the community, but we don't even own even one truck of that brings people water. But as well as you know that in a place like Soshanguve, you find that people will come and touch down houses of leaders of councillors because of such. And then especially when the councillor doesn't know what's happening, and when the councillor is asking for clarity on what's happening or wants to communicate that communication from the city, doesn't know what to say. So we quite struggling on the ground side because of the councillors are also unable to tell us exactly why are we affected and when will this thing end.
Thank you so much, Koketso. Thank you for your time.
All right,
Clement, you heard it there from Koketso, who's a community leader and resident here, explaining that, they are unaware there's been lack of communication on all fronts as to how they need to deal with the situation. And yes, residents struggling, having to fill up water at tanks, and overall a dire situation.
Katleho Sekhotho, live to us from Soshanguve. Thanks for that update.